Hello friends, welcome to my channel Spark FAQs. In this channel, I am providing videos on Spark frequently asked questions. In this video, I am going to focus about how to create a EC2 instance in AWS Cloud Platform. If you are not created a AWS Cloud account, I strongly recommend you to watch my previous video in the playlist to create a account in AWS Cloud Platform. Okay, so if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe my channel and click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos. Thank you so much friends. Let's get started. So as I created a AWS account, I'll just type AWS console on the Google search, and you will be prompted with AWS console link. Click on that, and you can just click on this if you are already having the account. If you don't have the account, please start creating the account, and you can follow my previous video to create a account in the AWS cloud platform. So I logged in as a root user because I created a root user. So my user is basically a spark.faq. My email ID is root user email ID is spark.faqs@gmail.com. So then it will ask you a reCAPTCHA and enter the CAPTCHA, the number or the alphanumeric number which is displayed, and submit. Now I provide my password. It is logged in. So once you see the AWS management console, you can just click on this service drop down, and you will see all the services provided by the AWS cloud platform. Now in this video we are focused on EC2 instance, so which is basically a virtual servers in the cloud. So click on that. So this is the kind of home page for EC2 instance or EC2 dashboard, right? So you will see all the instances running, and different security groups created, and what are the how many number of instances is there, and what are the key value pairs you created, and other stuff. So we'll go through each and everything one by one. So first thing is we have to create a virtual machine, which is nothing but EC2 instance. You can actually scroll down bit, and you will see a launch instance, right? You can click on this drop down. You will have two option. One is launch instance and launch instance from template. If you already have a template, using the template you can actually create an instance. I don't have any templates, so this is going to be my fresh account in the AWS cloud platform. So I'll just create a launch instance. Once you launch instance, it will show you the AMIs, which is nothing but Amazon machine image. Okay, so there are images which is available. Using those images, the images will have the operating system basically. So using the images, we will create a virtual machines. So I'm going to use the image which has Ubuntu operating system. I'll scroll down to search for that. You can search here like Ubuntu, or you can just scroll down to find out your image which has the operating system you want to create. So I'm planning to go with the Ubuntu server 18.04. I select this. Then the next step will be choosing the instance type, right? So we just chosen the image which basically has an operating system. Next we need to choose the compute configurations, right, which is a resource, we call it as CPU and memory, right? So there are different type of instance type available in the AWS cloud. So based on the number of cores and RAM, so you can choose for your requirement. So in this video series we are creating a Spark and Hadoop, Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop cluster. So we need some good amount of RAM and CPUs to create a cluster and try your different big data applications or analytics. So what I'm trying to do is basically I will just search for the instance type which has 4 cores and 16 GB RAM. So basically this column is represents vCPUs, virtual CPUs, and this column refers the memory in GP. So I'm choosing a 4 cores and 16 GB RAM, and then I click on configure instance details, next button. So you can create a multiple virtual machine in this VM creation, basically with the same configuration, right? So number of instances you can choose. So for now I'll just create only one, so I'll just provide one. So there is a next, this is a very important steps, because we are going to create this Hadoop on Spark, Apache Spark and Hadoop cluster with a low cost, because we just want to try few things. It's not going to be we are not going to hold it for permanently for longer duration. So just quickly create and explore many things, and we'll just scrap it or terminate it. So we'll just go for some low cost VMs. For that, AWS provides something called a Spot instance. So Spot instance is nothing but basically there are instance which is available in the AWS. You can call it as spare instances, like with the instance are with the resources which is are not used. So you can get it for very huge discount. Sometimes you get for 80 to 90% of discount. If you look at here, this is the hourly price for per hour, right? So if you calculate this 0.0399 dollar, it's almost 3 rupees per hour. So you can choose whichever you are convenient. I'm going to choose this, and then click on this persistence request also, and it actually provides you the, you can stop the instance, other stuff, right? So basically once you, if you don't choose that, you have to terminate it. And remember that very important point, when you create a sparse VM easy to instance with the spot instance, is the thing is, whenever the AWS anytime can take off your instance by providing a 2 minutes notice that this instance can be, will be taken off, because whatever time you use, they were providing for low cost, but whenever this needed they will take it off. That's one drawback you need to keep it in mind, because just you need to go for the Spot instance whenever you want to do some good number of computation, whatever you want to do for short period of time, right? I just want to do a lot of things in a couple of hours, and then I want to scrap that instance, then that is a scenario where you need to use the Spark instance. So we just want to set up this Spark and Hadoop cluster, and then run some of our solutions, and then we'll want to scrap it. So that's the reason I'm choosing it. So once you choose this the request type, sorry, request specific request true, then it will show you the interrupt behavior as stop, and I'm just going with the whatever the network it is showing, the VPC network by default. I'll just go with that, and you can scroll down, see the other options. I'm just going with whatever default it is selected, and you can just click on next to add a storage. So we added operating system, we chosen the resource we want to use it, basically the CPU and the memory. Now we want to add the storage, which is nothing but hard disk. So by default it shows 8 GB, it's not sufficient, so I'll just change it to 100. So 100 GB disk space I'm adding it. Now you can add the tags. Basically in the tag you can just kind of it's normally the tagging, right? So you can just give some important information, and based on you can just tag these instances for these purposes. So I just created 3 tags. So one is the YouTube channel data making. I have another YouTube channel called data making, so I just provided that, and then technology 1 as a key and value as Apache Hadoop, technology 2 as a key and value as Apache Spark. So then you can click on next to configure security group. So this is the first time I'm creating a security group. So if you're already using it, you can select the second option and go and choose the existing security group. So since I'm using first time, I'll just give this my security group as data making XG security group, and then I just this is the default the port number which is enabled for the incoming request. So the rule is by default it is there. So means by default the SSH connection is enabled for all the people who has this security key, right? So there's a warning saying you cannot allow like this because it is available for globally available for all the peoples, means public access, right? So even that there is a security key, using that only you can connect, but still people says because they give the option to provide access to a specific IP address. So for now I'm just going with whatever the default selected, and then click review and launch. Click on this review and launch. So one click that, you will be given the what are the options you chosen. So we chosen this image with the operating system Ubuntu 18.04 and click on launch. So while you are trying to when you click on launch, it's going to launch a EC2 instance, and it is going to create a private key files, which is basically the security key. Using this only you can connect to the instance. This is the very important steps. If you don't create the instance, you create an instance with to downloading this key value pair or creating key value pair, then you cannot use that instance. So you just if you are already having existing key value pair, you can choose it. So this is the first time I'm creating, so I just choose the create a new key value pair. So I just give the name. I name them the data making key pair. Once you give the name, you can click on the download key pair button. It's going to start downloading the key pair. So it is downloaded the data making key pair.pem. So for if you are connecting from Linux machine, if you are connecting the EC2 instance which we are creating from your Linux machine, you can use the .pem file to connect to this EC2 instance or the VM. So if you are creating from Windows, if you are trying to connect from Windows machine, you need to create a .ppk file from this PEM file. I will tell you how to do that. So once you downloaded, you can just verify that, show in folder. So it's the PEM file is downloaded, we are safe. Then you can just click on launch instances. So it is going to request for the sparked instances, and the instance is now launching, right? So then you can scroll down, click on the view instances. So this is the instance which is created, and then I'll just click on this instances link. It is showing the instance ID which is created. You can click on that. Then this is the instance information. So what is the public IPv4 address, and what is the public IPv4 DNS name, what is the private IP address and private DNS name, all this which is VPC ID mapped to this subnet ID, and then you will have basically other information like what is the security group added, other stuff. So we created our EC2 instance. So you can click on this instance state, whether it is if see this is start is developed because it's already starting. So if you want to stop the instance, you can click on this stop instance and you can stop it. So now we want to connect to the instance and check it whether it is running. So we have a .pem file, which we call it as PEM file, .pem file. So from this we have to create a ppk file. So there is a utility called putty which comes with a set of utilities. There is a software called putty which comes with many utilities. Like there is a putty utility, putty itself one utility which is used to connect to the remote machines, the remote VMs. So there is a putty gen, right? We call it as putty keygen utility. You can double click this, you will be opening a putty key generator which will help you to create the ppk file, right? Private key file. So for that you need to load the file, load the .pem file. Click on load button and choose your .pem file and click on open. So successfully imported a foreign key of the file whatever you choose. Say OK. Now you can just click on save as private key, right? You need to choose save as private key to create the ppk file. So there will be a warning, you can just say yes and choose the location where you want to keep the ppk file and give the name. So I just given the name, same name. So data making key pair. So it is the data making key pair dot ppk file. So ppk file is ready. Now next step is get this public IP address, right, and open a putty utility. So this time we are going to open a putty utility, and you can enter the host name, right. You just copy the IP address, and host name is, so sorry, the IP address is, public IP address is 18.225.32.72, and the username is, since we use the Ubuntu image, operating system image, by default it comes with the username called Ubuntu. Okay, so there are other instance type which will have different users, just you can choose based on that. By default Ubuntu instance comes with the user called Ubuntu, so that's why I'm using Ubuntu at the rate of the public IP address. Now I just give this name to save this session so that I can use it for future. So I just give EC2 instance Ubuntu, and we have to choose the .ppk file, the security private key file. So for that you need to go to this connection, SSH and auth, and you can choose the private key for authentication. So you can browse the .ppk file which is there in my download folder. I chosen that, open, and now go to the session option, and whatever the entered information, we provided a username with public IP address, we have chosen the private key file, and we provided the session name for it, and you can just save so that it will be saved for the future use. Once saved, and then you can click on open, so it will prompt you the security alert. You can just say yes. Next it is logged into the EC2 instance. I'll just maximize it. So this is the EC2 instance which we created, and if you just type pwdo, it will show you the current path where you logged in, right. So we are successfully able to create a EC2 instance, right, so which is nothing but virtual machine. Now we have all the luxury to create our Spark, Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop cluster. We will do in the next coming up videos. Thank you so much, friends. Please subscribe to my channel Spark FAQs to get more technology videos. Thank you so much.